What's up, everyone? Welcome back. So if you are still rocking old camo out in the woods like this, the real tree, mossy oak, whatever, and not saying that it doesn't work, but if you're looking for an updated camo pattern, more of like the broken up camo and stuff like that, stay tuned, and I'm going to show you how I bought clothing for every season for less than $300. So, as I was saying, if you guys are in the market for new camouflage and you're looking for something that isn't going to break the bank like Sitka or Scentlock or something like that, then this camouflage that I'm about to show you guys is probably, without a doubt, the best for the price. So, I'm sure you guys have heard of Gander Mountain. Gander Mountain's no longer a business, but they have their new company that's called Gander Outdoors. They have their own particular series. It's called the Guide series, and I went out to the store to look at it. Everything at the store was probably somewhere between $60 and $150 as far as your pants go, your shirts, jackets, bibs, different things like that. I was looking to get matching camo for early fall, winter, late winter, so on and so forth, hunting through the summertime. So what I did was I went to the store and then noticed that the prices were real high, so I kind of backed off and then went home, looked on their website, and found that everything was significantly reduced on there. I don't know if they're getting ready to come out with new camo or new camo patterns, but everything through this line that I'm about to show you was somewhere between $15 to $60, which is an amazing price. And as I go through each set, I'll let you guys know a roundabout price of what I paid for them. So we'll go ahead and start. I'm going to show you guys the early fall and talk about it a little bit. This is my first time putting it on, and so it's going to kind of be my first impression of the equipment. So without further ado, here you go. Alright, so this is the quarter zip light wear. It's just a shirt with a little extra in it to keep you a little warm in those early fall months. So this is the Guide Series Men's Pursuit quarter zip shirt. The camo that they use for these is Veil. I'll get a little bit closer here so you can see it. It's kind of like a broken camo, but I like it because it has the darker colors and it's not all real light colors like some of the other broken camo patterns that are out there. I believe that Scentlock is actually using a very similar camo pattern, and the idea behind it was, there's all this research that goes into animals' vision and so on and so forth, and I guess this is the best camo pattern that they could come up with to kind of beat that. So a little bit about the top. It is a quarter zip, so you end up with from chest up zip. It's nice collar. It's real soft, almost like an Under Armour hoodie material that, like, I don't even know what to call it, honestly. It's kind of like I'm not sure exactly, but it's real soft, real quiet. You don't get a lot of sound as you're moving, so on and so forth. 2 pockets. Well, actually, it's one big pocket right here in the front, just like a hoodie would be. And it is about, as far as weight goes, it's about like a hoodie, just a little bit lighter. So I believe they have one other quarter zip that is like it's like a moisture wicking, real light. I might end up getting that at some point in time, but for now I think this will do me just fine in the early months of fall. So we'll go ahead and talk about the pants some. So as far as the pants go, these are their Guide Series men's light pant. These are completely waterproof rain pants basically, but they're a real light material, have like a breathing net inside of them that wicks moisture away. So just my first impression of them, they are a decent pant. They're a little bit different material than this. They're kind of like a felt almost, but it's real quiet, real soft. You've got magnetic pockets on the sides, so you're not going to end up with that clipping noise from buttons, and the same on the back. You got two pockets that actually zip up back there and then have a magnetic flap that go over top of them. They are zip up the side about a quarter up your calf there, and they are the same exact camo pattern as the top. So this is what I'll be wearing in the early months of fall, when the the air's crisp but it's still kind of warm throughout the day. Early mornings, this level of outfit is going to be more than enough. So that's about it for that. They seem to be well constructed. The only thing that I noticed about the pants that I didn't like is they are a snap button around the waist, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I'll be wearing a belt, so if they come undone, it's not a huge deal. Price points on these, I paid about $35 for the top and $50 for the bottoms, which isn't terrible. A lot of places, you're going to spend well over $70 to $100 on this weight clothing. So next is going to be like actually there's one thing that goes along with this that I'll be wearing in the later fall when it starts getting a little bit cooler, probably like late September, October into late October. That goes along with this, so I will show you that real quick. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am wearing a vest over top of that quarter zip shirt. This is the men's high country vest. The reason that I got this was because it was on sale, and I thought, in the later time frame of fall, it gets a little bit chillier. I'm not so worried about my arms, and I want to keep that mobility to draw a bow back, but I want to be able to keep my core nice and warm without freezing myself out. So, you can layer up, you can put on silks and waffle tops and stuff like that underneath of the quarter zip, and then throw this on top, and it's going to keep you nice and toasty. Just a basic initial thought on this vest. It's a really good material, kind of thick. It is a little bit louder than the pants and the jacket, but you're using a thicker material. It's kind of lined with like I don't want to call it a felt because it's not real thick like that. It's a soft material, but it's a kind of like an insulated almost. Good mobility out of it in this particular outfit here. You do have a zip up pocket, chest pocket here that you can keep a turkey call in, or you can keep your phone in there, cigarettes, whatever you're gonna have on you. And then you have two pockets here to put your hands in. So that's a basic layout of that. I'm just a huge fan of, just like the more that I look at this camo pattern, I'm a huge fan of it because I know the woods that I'm going to be hunting in, and I know that this camo pattern is going to excel there. So, it's all about thinking about where you're hunting, what your color schemes look like there. If you're hunting in heavy brush, or if you're hunting in real wide open fields, matching your color pattern to that particular area is imperative. So next up is going to be early winter. A little bit heavier pants, a little bit heavier jacket, so on and so forth. So I'll go ahead and put those on and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the men's Vortec midweight jacket. Probably 2 to 3 times heavier than the quarter zip. It is a full zip up jacket. So a little bit about it, just from my initial experience of it. It is extremely warm. It is not letting out any body heat at all, so I'm gonna have to hurry up and talk about these so I can get out of this pant and jacket. So it's a fairly awesome jacket. It's lined with this like waffle material the whole way around the back, and then has like a nice quiet lining there. 2 zip-up chest pockets on either side, so you have access on either one. It's got a Velcro with bungee wrist straps, so you can get those as tight or as loose as you would like them. I think that's probably about it. It's got 2 side pockets, and it's also lined with that waffle, which in the early time frame of winter to mid time frame of winter, this is going to be more than enough. Like I said, it's extremely warm, and it's about the weight of the clothing that I've been wearing for the past few years. So if you layer up silks and waffles and then into this with a base layer shirt on, you are most likely not going to, depending on where you live. I live mid central East Coast area, and it doesn't get super cold here until like mid-January, early February, so on and so forth. So this would be, I could probably honestly go the whole way through hunting season just on this alone. So a little bit about the pants. So these are the men's Vortex mid-weight pants, and they are basically the same layout as the jacket. So they're lined with like basically a waffle lining, and that's from top to bottom. These do not have a zip on them for boot access, but that's alright, not a huge deal. Real soft material, almost made out of the same material that the vest is made out of, but it seems to be a little bit quieter. None of this stuff has been washed, so I don't know exactly how it's going to sound once it's been run through the wash. 2 cargo pockets on either side. They aren't magnetic, they're actually a snap button, and the same with the back pockets. The back pockets are both snap buttons. Yeah, so real soft pockets. They have like that waffle lining or felt lining in them, so they'll keep your hands nice and warm if you want to keep your hands in your pockets while you're sitting in a tree stand waiting. But yeah, that's the midweight outfit, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's going to do good for in the blind or up in the tree stand or wherever. So we'll go ahead and get into the heavyweight stuff that will be worn in the later months of winter, when it's super cold and it's bitter out and there's snow on the ground. Most likely it would be more so for when there's snow. So I'll go ahead and change into that, and I will be right back. Alright, so these are the Sweetspot coveralls. As you can tell, they are not a full coverall. They don't come up to the chest, which I like that. It keeps my mobility in my torso. These things are pretty sweet so far, from what I can tell. They are lined with like it's kind of like a fur. I don't know if you guys know anything about like North Face, the fur that they put inside of their jackets. It's basically the same as that. So the straps themselves are pretty robust. They're a pretty heavy elastic and nice heavy buckles. They're not super loud when putting them on. And then there's also this buckle here around the waist that can cinch down, and you can tighten that almost like a belt around your waist. That's going to keep in the heat. That's going to keep in some odor, stuff like that. So the one thing that I don't like about them is the pockets are zipper. But the inside of the pockets are nice. There's like that felt on the inside of them, and then there's like 2 cargo pockets down here along the legs, and they are also zipper. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not a deal breaker on them at all. Just gotta watch how much you're opening and closing those. Most likely I'll just open them and I'll leave them open. I just don't like the dangles on them. You can hear those pretty well. But they did reinforce these pocket openings with like a rubber, which is nice. That way, you know, when you're pulling on them, pulling on them, they're not going to rip. This is almost like a ripstop material that these are made out of. It's a thicker material, and it is slightly louder than everything else, but it's still not terrible. It's still going to be fairly quiet going through the woods. So that's the coveralls. I'm going to go ahead and throw this jacket on, and I'll show you guys. So this material here, this is what lines the inside of the pants completely, and it lines the whole inside of the jacket. So this is the sweetspot jacket, so it goes in conjunction with the coveralls. It's a full zip jacket, basically laid out the same as the midweight jacket as far as pockets go. You've got your 2 chest pockets here and here for storing whatever, and then you've also got the 2 side pockets here, and they are lined with that, like, fleece, I guess is what you call it. It's like a fleece. And then you've got some pockets here for breathability, keep you from sweating your ass off. And then, you know, I figured I went with the extra large on this. I would normally wear a large, but I went extra large just so I could wear, you know, my base layer stuff, and then maybe a sweatshirt underneath it here if need be. You can always take stuff off. You can never put stuff back on. So, or you can never put more on. So that's the idea behind getting the bigger size. They have that fleece running the whole way down the sleeves too. So the whole lining of them has that fleece in it. And then there's also some pretty decent cuffs in here that fit tight to your wrist to keep the heat inside and the odors from leaving the inside. So that's basically that. Both really heavy, and they will do you well in the, you know, snowstorms, or when there's heavy snow on the ground. You can tighten up your ankles on these pants so they're nice and tight around the boot, and you're not getting snow up inside of your pant leg. Yeah, so that's basically that. I think these are going to do really well for me throughout the season. We'll see when that time comes. So I'm going to go ahead and take this jacket off, and then we're going to talk about some other points. So I had mentioned with the lightweight pants that they only had snap buckles around the waist. Well, the midweight pant and these coveralls here, they both have a slip button and a snap button, and that way, you know, you're not coming undone as easily as the light pants, but which makes it nice. So we'll talk a little bit about the price points on everything. The jacket and the coveralls were the biggest sale out of all of them. They were $129 each at the store, and online they were like $49.99 or $50, something like that. It was a steal for them. The midweight clothing, they ran $50 to $60. The vest was $30, and the light pants were $50, and then the quarter zip shirt was, I believe, like somewhere between $20 and $30. But everything was considerably marked down. I'd say every single piece was probably $20 to $60 off, which is an awesome deal. These coveralls and the jacket, they were $80 off, almost $90 off. So you know, I'll get into a little bit of why I decided to go with this particular camo pattern and this particular company over Scentlock or Sitka or Redhead or whatever the case may be. So I went to Cabela's last weekend, and I was looking at some camouflage while I was there. I was looking at like Sitka gear, I was looking at Redhead, I was looking at the Cabela's brand, and every single one of them was priced well over $200 for just a jacket. And in my opinion, it's not worth it for me to spend that much money. I'm not hunting elk in northern country. I'm not, you know, I'm hunting, I've got 4 deer tags for the year. I've got 2 turkey tags, a bear tag, and a few other things. I don't need all that stuff. I'm not going to Alaska and hiking through -degree weather or anything like that. As far as scent control goes, these have some sort of scent control in them. It's probably not nearly as advanced as like the scent lock, but it's still got some sort of odor control in it. Plus we have our own way of beating the scent, and it seemed to work fairly well for us up till now. So, I went to Gander and I started looking at this stuff here, and I was like, man, that's an awesome camo pattern. And I was looking at the price. The prices were still higher than what I wanted to do. I would have been probably over $600 for all of this stuff through the store. So I came home and went online and decided to start looking there. And I went into the clearance section on ganderoutdoors.com and found all of this stuff here. And I did the math, and it came out to like $270 for everything, and I was like, shit. I went ahead and put my credit card info in and bought them right then and there. They shipped to me. They were here in 2 days. No packaging issues, no problems with shipping whatsoever. So it was quick and it was fast, and it didn't really take much decision making for me. Everything here is going to work for me from the beginning of hunting season all the way until the end of hunting season, and even through like the summer months when we're hunting coyotes and in the early spring and stuff like that. So I think it was a good investment, and I've been in the market for quite some time for it, so I went ahead and spent the money on it. So my recommendation to you guys, if you're in the market and you don't want to spend, thousands of dollars on camouflage, and you're looking for like a really, really, really good budget outfits, and you want to get everything. You want to get early season, mid season, late season. This is probably the best deal you're going to find. So I'm going to copy the link to Gander Outdoors under here. I'm also going to put links to Amazon where you guys can pick these up just in case they're not on clearance anymore through the website. Then that way you guys can find at least a little bit better deal than what you'll be able to find at the store. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for coming out. That's my review on this stuff. I hadn't seen anybody else doing reviews on them, so I figured I'd go ahead and hit that on the head before anybody else got a chance to. So I appreciate you guys coming out and watching the videos, interacting with the content. You're helping me build a better channel for you guys. You're helping me put out better content and kind of morph it around what you guys want to see out of this stuff. So don't stop interacting. Just keep talking with me. Let me know what you guys want, and we'll keep putting it out there. So I really appreciate you guys, and we will catch you guys next week. I don't know if I'm going to do a video this Thursday or not, but I guess we'll find out. Surprise, surprise. We'll see you guys then. Bye.